It's distracting like that. Well, it's a little bit knocking me off, but I think I'm going. Okay, so I'm about to start a new project in ArchiCAD. So, in regards to delivering architectural working drawings. So there's a plan I'm going to come out with here, and this is the first interface we always meet in ArchiCAD. So I'm going to be using the ArchiCAD 24 template and default profile, so like I'm starting afresh. So now I'm loading the ArchiCAD interface. If you're just joining the channel for the first time, or you've been in the channel and you know people who will be interested in learning what I'm about to show here, it's best you help me share this video to them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because the encouragement to keep me in this platform, and I will do more for that. So the ArchiCAD interface has loaded, and I'm going to first of all set some little adjustment. Personally, when I'm working, I love adjusting this to this way, so it's going to give me a chance to be able to see all my tools at the same time. So this space is too much and it reduces, so I'm going to adjust it a little more, so yeah, now this is okay. I can see everything. I don't need to start coming to drop down or whatever. Like, I mean, my screen is big enough. So now the names of the elevation, I'm going to change it here so that I can see my screen here has lines. So now let's move forward. Let's advance. Let's move ahead. Um, sorry, I'm going to select the line tool first and map it out. But before I map out this thing, I'm going to, before working, my basic settings first of all is I'm going to hold down Control and press 7. So there is going to give me the flaws of the levels of what we're going to be working with for the elevation. So we have just, by default, we have just ground floor. It's from 0 to 3000, and then we have the first floor 3000, um, and then the other floor 3000, so height like that. But I'm going to be adding a floor below the ground floor, and that's where most of the site plan and every other thing caves, and the grasses are going to be laid, so they're not going to be obstructing me whenever I'm um, working on the ground floor plan. So I'm going to insert below. So once I insert below, hold on a bit. So once I insert below, I'm going to give it a measurement. This is ground floor, so this is the one I inserted below. I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to give it natural ground level. Now that's what I'm giving, natural ground. So from natural ground level to the DPC, that's to the ground floor plan, what do I want it to be? How many steps are we looking at? So I'm looking at each risers 150. So 150 times, let's give it 3 steps. Me, I love high steps. I would have given it 4 steps, but let's give it 3 steps. So that's going to be 450. So this is where you change it to. You change it here, 450. So when you type in 450, this one changes to minus 450. So now the natural ground level from the ground floor plan is minus 450. So the 450, from 450 to the first, that's it's 3000. So now I've just put the natural ground floor plan. So the ground floor plan is where the plan and the walls, windows, and everything is going to be represented in, and this is the major thing that controls the whole building. Yeah. So I'm going to need to, because I'm going to put POP, ceiling design, and where the fan, the curve, the light, and everything is going to be around. So I'm going to insert above this level. I've already highlighted it. So I'm going to insert above. So when I insert above, I'll give it a name, ceiling plan. No, sorry, ground floor ceiling. So it doesn't, or let me just leave it as ceiling, so it doesn't really disturb because, and this natural ground level, let's put as NGL, natural ground level, so ground floor plan. So when the elevation starts writing up at this section and elevation, it's not really going to be too saturated. So now the ceiling, I'm going to give the ceiling 300. So that's where the POP is going to drop down from that roof level, beginning of the roof level to the ceiling level, that design there. So now the roof level, I don't know how high the roof is going to be, but it's definitely going to be gable roof. So I'm going to set this now to, let's just keep it at 4,000, and then roof level. So the roof level is where we'll get the roof plan from. This other one, we're just going to leave it just in case. So when I press OK, you see that the floors have been created here: natural ground floor plan, ceiling plan, and whatever. So I'm going to go to the natural ground floor and drop the measurement of the assumed site because they didn't have any um, survey plan, which I would have loved to show you how to map it out. So I selected, I selected the line tool. When I select the line tool, it's at continuous movement, like continuous movement. So let's cancel that. But this, I'm going to just be using the one movement. So once you drop it, you know you drop from Control Z. All right. So I'm going to bring out 41. It says 41, but that's 41,000. So when I drop the line, while going down, I'm not going to be accurately straight, so I have to hold down my shift. When I hold down my shift and press the D for dimension, so now I press D, it's locked in, like give me a command. So dimension, instead of 41, I'm going 41,000. So we're working in millimeters here. If you want to know what you're working with, you just go to document, not document, options, yeah, working environment. Then you see, sorry, profile, project preferences. Then you see working in it. So what I'm working with, I'm working in millimeters, so that's why I'm mentioning the thousands there. So now, this is the natural ground floor, and this is line. I want this line to be dark. No, sorry, I want it to be red, showing boundaries. So I'm going to make it red. So now the line is red. So I've gotten my 41,000 by 100. So now I'm going to get from this tip here. I'll hold down my shift and press D. The first 100,000. Now this is the major space you're working. Others are just irregular shape, but this is what I'm going to be working with right now. So I'm going to drag this and put it here. Don't forget this X is the major point, bearing point of every drawing, just in case you want to export to another application. So it's going to start from there. So now I have a plan that I want to do. Don't forget, if you're new and you're just meeting the channel, you can just like and subscribe, and it's going to go a long way in encouraging me to continue doing videos like this. If not, I'll keep my knowledge to myself. So I'm going to check the plan right now. So yeah, the plan is a ground floor plan, and the engineer normally loves working with 150 thickness. So I normally encourage them to sorry, I normally encourage them to use block of 225. That's 9 inches block of the 230. So now I'm going to just set my wall to 150. So by default, this is your wall settings by default. I don't like this one because I can't change the wall thickness when it's highlighted by default here. This one is 300. So I'm going to highlight this first one here. I love working with this first one. Then I'm going to set the thickness of the wall, that's thickness of the block, to 150. That's 6 inches block. So now that is 150, I want the walls to have materials. So right now we can select the wall materials here. I normally go here and click this one. Now I can select the wall material. That's what the wall is going to look like, the color of the wall and everything. Select this one and select this one. So I want all of them to be white, super white rough. So and that's it for now. I'm not setting the wall settings for now. These are the only things I set when getting ready to develop a working drawing. So once I press OK, wall 150, the wall height of course is going to hit the elevation setting. So I come to the middle here and start drawing. So basic measurement of a bedroom. Okay, there's a 3-bedroom bungalow. So I'll start from the one on the right there. So normally I'll first drop my wall and hold my shift and make it straight. Okay, it's in continuous wall whatever, and I don't like this, so I'm going to press the escape key and I'll go to this place. There's an arrow there. If you tap on here, you're not going to press anything. You have to tap on the arrow at the right here. So when you tap on the arrow, you see this. Watch. It's in continuous. So this is the continuous. But there's one small black arrow here. When you tap on the black arrow, it will bring these other options for you. Now by default it's on this continuous, which I don't like, so I prefer this one. Let's be dropping it single. Let's be singling them out one by one. And when you drop your wall, when you get closer, zoom in and drop your wall, you see that black line on top. The beginning of the wall, once I left click and move, you see that the darkest line here. So it's at the side of the wall. Like once you click on the wall and hold the wall, you see this blue line here, where the nodes are. You get that node. That's it. I prefer that stuff to be in the middle. So I'm going to set it in the middle here. So now that it's in the middle, it's going to be very easy for me when I want to start placing my grid lines. So now that I've done this, and the wall, I'm not impressed with the wall. So I want to make the basic wall settings for normal plan representation that I was taught in school. So now I'm going to hold on my control and press T, Control T, another wall settings. We have to go to this place and select Mansry block. Let's check for Mansry block here. Mansry block should be somewhere around. It should be somewhere here. No, that's not it. This is okay. Yeah, this is Mansry block filter. So that's the one we're going to select now, and then this is the thickness of the wall around it. So I'm going to select 1B thickness like that. So now this is what I want. So let me check true line width, and exactly now this is wall that I love. So I'm going to remove it from true line width because we are working now. So I'll hold back my alternate. It shows like injection. See my cursor without holding anything, just moving around. But when I hold down alternate and then I left click on the wall, I have copied parameters. Anytime I'm dropping wall is this particular wall settings I'm going to use. So now let's delete this, and I want to get a bedroom from the left. So I'm going to do a 3600 bedroom. 3006. Let's try Control Shift D, Control Shift D. Then I left click, hold down my shift and press D. So 3600 space into in plus, wait, let me zoom this. Okay, hold on my shift and tap on D. 3600 plus 150. 150 is thickness of the block, so 150 and 3600 plus 1, that's 3750. So to confirm, let me check the dimension and know that I'm on the right track. 3006 into in block thickness 150, 150. All right, no problem. So that's it now, and I'm going to rotate this one. Control Shift E to rotate a copy this way. So rotating it this way, I need to bring out a room at the edge here. So when I hold this down, let me just make it 4000 into in because of toilet and some other things. So Control Shift D, I'm going to make it, hold my shift and press D. Let's say 4150, and then Control Shift D, the same thing, 4150. Yeah. So I think I made a mistake, guys. I'm doing this on the natural ground floor level, but I need to hold this Control X, cut all of them, like move them to the ground floor. So Control V, I'm moving it to the ground floor and I'm going to press OK. So now we're not seeing our boundary line, but to get our boundary lines, we need to go and turn on the trace. When we turn on the trace and put the bring down this arrow, we're going to choose reference below current story, but I prefer previous story, like the previous story we viewed. So if you go and view the natural ground floor level, the previous story we viewed was this one. So it's showing. So now the what they call it, ground floor level, that's what we're working with. So now I've brought out 3600 by 4000. I like putting the dimensions, so I'm going to know exactly what I'm doing. 3006 by 4000 and 4000. And then now they want their bedroom to all be in suite. You know, okay, they have enough land, so I'm going to give them space now. 4036. That 4000 is going to adjust a little, but then let me just eat into this space. Let me remove all dimensions first, and Control Shift D, 4150. Then bring out the toilet, Control Shift D, 1200 plus 150, that's 1350. Control Shift D, 1350. Then Control Shift D, 4150. Yeah. So that's that's it. I think that 4000 should be okay. You might say I would reduce that stuff, but I think they have enough space to walk around with. So I'm trying to make everything to be in-suite here. Their flow, they gave me a plan which I'm working with actually, for I'm making little corrections to the plan. So now let's cut all these things out. First, bring in this Control Shift D. I'm going to give it 1200 for a lobby. So 1350. So it's going to actually be 1200. Then I'll hold down my control and cut this, cut this, cut this while holding down control, cut this. So there's going to be a door here, and then there's going to be a lobby here. So I'll highlight this, go use the hammer tool and cut off here. Highlight this one, use the hammer tool and cut this one off. So I'm going to later determine the spaces here. For now, one for myself, I'm going to what do I do now? The next thing at the other side there is the dining and kitchen. but then the living room is somewhere down here, so I'm going to give the living room control shift. No, let the living room flush with the dining and kitchen. Yeah, so not really, because the master bedroom is towards the kitchen. So I'm going to bring out the dining first. Control shift D. Dining should be 2,500. That's 2,650. That's for the dining, and then the kitchen should be 3,000. Control shift D. The kitchen 3,150. So if the kitchen is 3,150, then the kitchen from here to here should be also, let's say 3,000. No, not 3,150. 2,005. Yeah, I think it should be 3,000. 3,150 also. So I'll call this one kitchen dining. Yeah, share something with kitchen. So the living room space should just flush here. So when it flushes, it should have your with how is there? There's kitchen store here. Let's give it 1,550. That's for kitchen store. Then the kitchen has something here 1,350. Yeah, for the kitchen. So it's going to flush with this one here. Yeah, so cut this one, hold the no, we're not going to hold the control and cut here, and then cut here, and then the master's bedroom should be 4,150. Let's see how that goes. 4,150. Maybe the living room is going to cut in a little. Control D. Yeah, let me reorganize this. Control D. Let's make the living room 5,500. 5,500. Let's see. Okay, if it's 5,500, let me see what happens if you flush into this one. 150. So what should the measurement of the living room be? 5,650. Because it's flushing. Okay. Delete this. Elongate this. So delete this. Delete this. Flush this with the kitchen. Next. So the master's bedroom here, 4,000. Why this one is 3,600? Well, okay. So, oh my goodness. Huh? Then that dining and no, let the walls just flush in this way. So we see that this is in the within the. I also want to put it around the south elevation. So I'm going to put in the text now. I want it to be black. So when it's black, I'm going to set this to um, normally I love this font called Stylus BT. So when I set it to Stylus BT, I'm going to I think that's all for now. I'll drop it first, the thickness, how big it is first. So this is the living room. is the living room. Yeah, this is quite well. It's okay. So I'll hold my alternate copy parameters. So this is bedroom one, bedroom one. Centralize that, centralize that. So Control Shift D, bedroom two. Control Shift D, dining, dining. Okay, I think it's eating up some spaces, so I'm going to just reduce it to 2 and press enter. So that should be, this thing should just stay on their own, so that when other things are coming in, I know that they're all problem dead on arrival. Don't know if you get that. Centralize that to the best my eyes can centralize. So and then Control Shift in kitchen, kitchen, Control Shift in store, store, Control Shift D terrace, terrace. Okay, just bring this out to the front. Control Shift D master bedroom. Don't mind that whole thing. We're going to give the partition now, the toilet. So master bedroom, bedroom. Oh, bedroom. So now I'm going to give this one Control Shift D. Let me give it 1000, 15, that's 1650. So like this is 1650. I'll drag this node here, and then the end. Okay, I think this one should go all the way, all the way. Yeah, there is this opening. No, sorry. It should go all the. Let me hold the node. It should go all the way here, so someone can just go to the dining, because that's what the guy gave me to work with. So now here the toilet, I'm going to get no, not the center of this plane. I'll first of all bring out 1000 from here. So let's cut this 1000, 150, 1150. Cut this up. So I think I need to flush. Let me check the dimension from here to here. 4150. Okay, I'm flushing this with this. Then I'll just drag this one. That. So that store is going to be like that. Okay, cool. We're getting there. So the living room and dining, that dining. Don't know why I have problem with that dining. this particular time. Yeah. So the entrance, let's give the entrance 2000. Control should be 2150. So if it's 2150, let's remove these things around here. So now we have the entrance. Now we have this thing I wanted to do in the bathroom is not really working out the way I wanted it. But then we're going to see from here to here, this master's bedroom, what the thickness, because it needs, okay, 6000. Nice. So I'm going to see Control Shift D. I'll give this 2500. That's no, wait, let me flush it with this one and see something first. We try rounding up. That's 2000, 2350. 2350, okay? With Control Shift D. 2350. What's 2350? Okay. This one. Cut. Then divide. Sorry. Was from here to here to here. So 1215. No, I think the teller should be 15. Let the closet be 12, right? So I'm going to move this by 100 first. Let me see something. No, another 100. 1314. So this is perfect. Instead of giving this 15. So now we cross this wall here. I need a line. Delete. So now we have it closet here. It's an opening coming out small here. Control Shift D. So then they have the wardrobe here, and they have the toilet here. So that's how that one is. And this one, you just enter there straight to the bathroom. Let me see. Control Shift D. 1002. Wardrobe. Control D. Oh, what is this? 1, 2. Let's give it 200 here. Then Control Shift D. 2450. That's 1225. 1225. 1225. Okay. This is interfering. Cut here. No, that's not going to work. Easy. Remove this one that's interfering. So they will find where how they're going to do their wardrobe somewhere else. But the master's bedroom, that's lit. Something is here disturbing. Got you. So now we're going to save our project first. Control S. So now this project is for Where is that my architecture is going to JM Savior. So I'm going to create a new one, Ctrl Shift and new folder. So call it 3BDB, that's bungalow 226. And then we'll enter and name it RenderVector. No, 3BDB, 3BDB underscore RV Studio RenderVector underscore studio JM underscore CV underscore 3BD RenderVector Studio plan. It has to be ArchiCAD plan. So yeah, saving the project now. This is a lobby that gets to the kitchen and gets to the that lobby is kind of open like this. So we're going to set up the door now. I'm going to set up the door. So the door, I'm going to first go to the door. Now I'm setting up the door. You see how the floor plan is, checking through line width, share the floor. So now this wall settings, I need this dark wall to be thicker because it's kind of competing with this one here, you know, in terms of thickness, and there are other lines that are going to come and display based on the two-dimensional view. So the way I set my wall, I customize the thickness of my wall. So basically, if you check the wall settings, you're going to see that the cut line pen is the one. That cut line pen is this one and this one together. So Control T now. Let me zoom in and explain further. Control T. So this is your basic wall settings. When you go to this place, that's where I selected this mastery block filter, so that it's going to give this line and this wall thickness here. So now this thickness is determined, the thickness of the line of the wall representation is determined by this here. So when you select this, and maybe let's say I select green and I press OK, you'll see how it's going to change to green, which is wrong. So now instead of this, I go to option, element attributes, then I go to pen and color modification. So when I go there, these are the templates of the thickness. I'll select a new one. This white one here is new and nothing has been assigned to it. When I mean nothing has been, if you check this one now, this one has thickness 0 point whatever thickness, but this one has 0.0 thickness. So these things here are free, you know, so you have to check. And normally I like working with this one here. When I select this one, is white, so I have to change the color to black because I want it to be black. So when I change the color to black and I drop it, it will still not show because it doesn't have thickness until I set it, and I like setting my thickness to 1. So now this thickness is not 0 point, but it is 1. Check this one out. This one is 0.13. This one is 0.35, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want my thickness to be thick. I set it to be 1. Then I'll press OK. So now I'll highlight the wall I want to change the settings to. Now go to the wall settings. When I go to the wall settings with Control T, And now, like I said, the cut line pen, when you select the cut line pen, I will now go to this one that I customized and select it. See the thickness. Compare the thickness with this one. Look at it. This one is just like a line. Compared to this one, see this one got thickness here a little. Then compare with this one. See the thickness, very fat. So when I press OK, you see how fat this thing is going to be. And that's what I like working with. So now for me to display this to play in all the walls, I hold my alternate left click, then hold my alternate and control and inject it to other parts of the places I need them to be. So this is it, this is it, this is it. This could also be a waste of time, but you do this when the project has gone as far as you can't think of selecting all. But I can literally just select all the walls, Control A, select all the walls, go to settings. Whenever I'm doing this now, see, it selected that high one, but some don't have it, so I'm going to just select something different. When I select something different, I'll go back to the settings again, and then select the one I want. Then everything changes to the thickness I want it to be. So now this is how I love my wall thickness, to differentiate itself from the other things we are going to be putting in the plan. So if you don't want to work with the thickness like this, you can just always right click and remove the true line width, so that you go back to what you're working with and get your precise measurement from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So I can... Moving forward, we're going to be doing the door. We're going to be dropping door here, and while dropping the door, we're going to also work with the 3D, because in ArchiCAD we don't just drop lines, we drop elements. Because as you can see, the 3D, it came out exactly how we wanted, and that's my wall settings here. So I'm going to go and start dropping the door. So here's the door. We double left click, or we hold Control and press T to bring out the door settings. So I'm going with the basic door, which is this door here. That's the one I like working with. I don't like these ones with all these things on top and so on and so forth. No, these ones are for stores. So selecting doors, I select this one here. Don't mind the panel looks plain now, but when you select this one, you go to hinge door settings. So when you go to the settings, you can now select how you want the door to look like. So when you place in the door, we select the particular handle you want. I love this basic handle here. So about the detail level here, I'm going to set the 3D detail to be full, so we could see well, and the 2D detail to be scale sensitive, just scale sensitive, depending on how I want it to go. So I'm going to move to the next. The next, now this door frame, I think 40 looks small. Let me just, I can make it 100, but let me just leave it in default. Or should I set it in 0? Okay, I think this one is going to be for the outer doors, but I'm leaving that one. So next, no, we've already selected this one there. So next, we've already selected handle. This one. So normally when you place your doors, there is this line that shows here. I don't like opening lines, so it makes my 3D look somehow. So I override and remove opening line. So next, the door, how I want the door to look like. On the ground floor, sorry, in the 3D, I want the edges to be black, and this one black also. So the materials, I want them to share the same material all through. and throughout I want them to be wood, mahogany, horizontal. So okay, so handle is uh, stainless steel, so we're going to leave it there. And next we'll see whether you want it to be at the end of where you open it or middle, center, that kind of stuff. But me, I like it to be in the middle. So when going left, you're going to see what we're explaining. So when you place your door, it stays at the edge of it, flushes with the wall. But I don't like that. I want it to be in the middle. Then I'll now adjust. Let's make this 100 and see the position here. So the door when placed is going to be in the middle, and that's how I want it. So this particular settings now is done, and I'm going to drop the door first. I'll drop one door first. So now let's drop door to this room here and here. So I'll right click and remove the true line width so I can see the door. Now look at it. Because of the thickness of the wall, it's somehow hanging. So let's check the 3D and see how the door looks like. That's this particular one. So look at how it's looking like. Because of the thickness of the wall is 150, not thicker for it to swallow the wall. So this is why I said we'll work with 3D. So I'm going to hold on my settings and highlight the door with shift and go to settings and set this. Let's set it to flush with the wall first and see. So let's go to the other side and see whether it came out. Okay, flushing with the wall worked best. So that's what we're going to use. Now I wanted the whole door to be this mahogany wood stuff. But then the casing, this other one outside here that is 40 thickness. I think we need to look for the casing settings. Outside and inside casing. The material should be, yeah. So here I'm going to change it to wood, mahogany, horizontal. Alright, so 3D now is ready, and of course I want it to be on the fly. I don't want anything to tackle me while working on the door, so I'm going to set this to 0 so the door will drop down here. Nice, exactly. Now this is a good door. Good door. So I'm going to the floor plan now. Now on the floor plan, I'm going to do something that I don't want to go back in doing, and that's the door schedule. So I'm going to hold on the shift, select this door, Control T, and I'm going to go to the settings here, dimension marker. I'm going to go to the dimension marker. There is no marker. Look at it. Hold on. There is no marker here, so I'm going to select D24, D marker 24. That's door marker 24. So when I select door marker 24, I'm going to make sure I'm going to remove this extension. Wait, oh, I just selected door marker 24. So when you press OK, you see one irritating default settings that is competing with the room setting. So I don't really like this settings. I'm going to go back to the settings, and first things first, this D001 is too long to be displayed on a floor. So I'm going to make sure when I go to properties, this D001, I'll just make it D1. So now that is D1, I'll press OK. So let's look at how it is. D1. But some other things are still disturbing an interference. I'm going to go back to the settings. When I go back to the settings, sorry, no, marker style. Okay, let's start from marker style. So now this marker style is this. I want it to be 1, so it's going to be half of this now. Then when it's 1, I want this not to be too dark, so it does not compete with pen color of this. So I want it to be a little bit light. Then when I go to the marker symbol and text, This extension line is this line. I want to remove it. This marker position, this is the marker. The position is far away from the door by 20. I want it to be at the door by +2. So we're going to leave it at there. So now let's see what we've set. We remove this line and put okay, nice. So now this thing is too wide. I don't like how wide it is, and I don't like this 900 that is here. So I'm going to go back to the settings and reduce this circle. To reduce this circle now, that circle that circle, I think it should be this. Wait, let me see. Let's make it the position. Let's make it 4 and see. Okay, that's nothing. That's dimension position. These are the dimensions, and we don't really need that dimension. Yeah. So now this circle. Okay, yes, I know where it is. So we go to the dimension marker. The circle is as fat as 10. Meanwhile, the letters is 1. So let's just make this 3. Then uniform pen color. Let's make it this pen color that we chose here. So now it's going to reduce. So now this is perfect, but I don't like these dimensions here. So I'm going to remove that. And to remove those dimensions, we have to go to the marker. No, sorry, the marker symbol and text. Then we move to the right. Show ID. This is the ID. Yes, please. Move to the right. Show dimensions. I don't need the dimensions. So now we are good to go. I've removed this dimension, but then the text. Sorry. Now here the marker text and style. I want to change the font to Stylus BT. I don't know why I love that font so much. Stylus BT, and then make this bold and close this a little, and then we have our door. That's door shadow 1, and to confirm so we don't keep doing nonsense while later coming back to adjust. So we're going to go to schedule, go to element, go to window shadow, sorry, door schedule, not window, don't mind me. Door schedule, we've not dropped any windows, so it's empty. So we dropped only one door, and that's this. And when we go to the settings, that's the scheme settings, because I don't like the scheme settings here. There are a lot of things there, so I'm going to reduce it to what we actually need. Element ID D1, yes, we want to see D1. ID by classification dot D1, no, we don't want that, so we hold Control and select that. Library partner, we don't want that, we hold Control and select that. Quantity, yeah, we need to know the quantity. The from zone, we don't want that. To zone, we don't want that. What's that? Width and height, size, yes, we need that. Orientation, how is opening, left or right, we don't need that. Then the normal seal height, we don't need that. Horizontal, we don't need that. 2D plan view and 3D plan view, yes, we need that. So fire resistance, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need sound testing, we don't need fire this, we don't need that, we don't need security rating. So I'm going to go ahead and press my delete. When I press my delete and I press OK, you see that I reduced to exactly what we need. So now I need the dimension to also show here and here. So I'll just left click on here and add dimension. Left click here and add dimension. Now the whole font thing is pissing me off, and I love my font. So I'm going to select my stylus B3, yeah, changing the whole font, and of course I want it to be black. Ta-da! So these ones, they just allow them with their color, so it's all good. And that's, we have D1. So now moving over to the plan, ground floor plan. Don't forget to save your work, Control S, and If you're new, please like and subscribe. Share the video to those interested, those you know that could help you also work. And I'm Igwe Okezika Chigozirim. I'm a digital 3D architectural visualizer and I'm working with ArchiCAD, and I also use Lumion to do my renderings. Your encouragements will keep me doing these tutorials and tricks more and more. So now we've dropped it. To drop another door, you don't just go because you're in the door 2 and drop door. You're going to drop nonsense. So I need to drop this D1. I have to hold my alternate, left click on it and drop it here. I can't still go again and just drop door again. No, I have to left click on it and drop it again. I have to alternate left click on it, I mean to say. That's how you need to keep copying parameters and dropping each and every one of the doors there. You know, where else should doors stay? Copy parameters. That's D1. D1 is 900 by 2100. So drop this one here. But then, no, sorry. Drop it here. Then move the display. Bring it up by 100. So now this one is going to be the same size with toilet door. So I'm going to Control T, change it to 750. So I'm going to change it, instead of 900, I'll change it to 750. So when I change it to 750, I'll make sure I classify it to D2. So now that is D2, I'll say okay. So there is D2 there, and we'll alternate copy parameters and place here with copy and place. That should be D2 exactly. Copy and place. You don't just place anyhow. If not, you place nonsense. Copy and place. So now where else are we dropping though? Yes, 900 kitchen. This is D2, so copy. Alternate left click is to copy, then paste. This movement is actually nice. You know why the movement is nice? So that you can furnish your kitchen in an L shape. So that's why I didn't put this door here. It would have obstructed a lot. So now where else are we putting door? So we are going to be putting this door now double door. So because we're in door, we'll Control T, go to door settings. Now listen carefully. You're going to go to hinge door settings. Go to hinge door settings, you open this stuff. So now I need double door asymmetric. I'll hold down my control alternate and left click on this so that it copies the previous parameters of that while selecting this instead of starting the settings all over again. So now when I'm done, I'll just move to the right. No, I'll first drop it. Before I drop it, I'll make sure I set it to the classification to D3 because it's a different door now. D3. So now it's D3. It can't be 900. It has to be 1200. Alright, okay. Now D3 1200 asymmetric door. Let's see how it's going to be in the entrance. So nice. That's our D3. So now I'm going to Control T. This is how I like doing it, so that one door is going to be bigger than the other. Why they share the same 1200. So I'm going to go to the hinge door settings and move to where I'm going to get the leaf settings. No, wait. leaf settings, door leaf type, no, not this, natural ventilation, shape, so I'm going to shape, and uniform leaves, no, I don't want it to be uniform. I want it to be asymmetric. And why asymmetric? I want 1 to be 1000. 1000? No, 1 should be 900. So if 1 is 900, now this is it. You press OK. Now this is our D3. Is that clear? So now Control S, save your work, and then you go to your door schedule and check your door schedule. So when you check your door schedule, you see exactly how it looks like. Pure, like correct. There is no shaking, nothing to worry about once you go through this step by step. So now going back to the ground floor plan, we are now going to, personally, I'm going to adjust this thing. Now you can't just enter my house and see my dining and all this that I know. So I'm going to Control M, twist to mirror. Mirror this like this. Drag this one here. Bring it out by, let's say, if window is 900, because that's what I'm going to try and give the window. Hold on, let me check something first. If the window, wow, okay, so that's not how he did the door, huh? He did it like this, so that they will have good sitting arrangement. So the door is going to flush here, but then we'll bring out 100 here. Then they're going to have a long window here. No wonder that window. Then this one, I just want to bring out 100 from all of them. So I'll first flush and bring out 100. First flush and bring out 100. Flush this, bring out 100. Flush this, bring out 100. Flush this, bring out 100. This one just need to centralize this one. No, I didn't say copy. I said just move only one. Then let's see what comes out. No, I think you need to just flush here. So here we'll have the door distance, so the door can just. So this one, two, bring out 100. Wait, how many was here? 100. Okay, so I can just move it to 15. Then 100. Now these are the things we go through. You have to cross check 100, so you know that you're done and dusted when putting all this in. So I just flushed that one with this one. This one is 100. Okay. This one is 100 too. Okay. I think I've touched all these ones. Yeah. So those are set, and we're going to now Control S, save. So now we're going to do openings here. So when I mean openings, I mean like cantilevered wall openings. Okay, I think they had another option for kitchen movement. You made this one this way, like this, 100, so it goes L shape, still the same flow. So for openings, you have to actually go to the ground floor plan, to the 3D and work on it. While you work on it on 3D, it's going to be coming out well on the plan for you. So now this is our plan. So now the openings I'm talking about is this. You don't need to insert door. Those mistakes I made when I was learning CAD, you put door and make the opening. No, it will spoil your schedule for you. So Control Shift D, I'll hold down this. When I hold my shift, it flushes, and that yellow line shows it means that's flush here. So I'm copying a copy here, then I'll Control D, flush it up. So X, Y, and this is the Z axis. I'll take it up to um I'll just take it up. So when I take it up, I'll now make the height 700. So when the height is 700, I'll now flush it to this one here. So now I can elongate this one here. So now this is an opening here. So I'm going to copy parameters. That's, I held my alternate and left click on this. So I've copied that parameter, and I'm going to hold my alternate and control and paste the parameter here. So if I paste it here, it's going to affect this whole. So I have to highlight this one, take the hammer tool and make sure they are split from here to here and place here. So now this wall is on its own, and I can paste the thing here. So that one slab is going to do its movement. So for now, we know what we're trying to get. So the kitchen on also will do the same. We'll do the same here, and what else? What else are we cantilevering? Yeah. So let's just determine this place. Yeah. So let's use the line. Well, we use the line, we'll definitely delete the line. We don't work on it, we use now AutoCAD. So when you select line, let's give it 1000. So now this 1000, let's centralize it. One 550 divided by 2, that's 7, 7, no, 725. Let me just give 75. Okay. So this made them. We're going to, it's all about centralizing. You can get your method of centralizing. So could explain this further if you book a session. So now we have one way here, and then go back to 3D, and of course, sorry, Control Shift D, drag this here, Control Shift D, a copy here. Wait, what is happening? Okay, alternate, select this, drop it because I selected the middle. I'm going to move here, select here. So I'm going to alternate, copy this one and alternate control, paste it here. So I'm giving that one its opening here. I'm also going to give this one its opening too. Cut this thing that is annoying me. Cut it. So I'm going to give it its opening. Drag this one here. No, not there. Drag this one here. And this one here. So that's what we have. And where else do we need to put that opening? Should each store have door? Yeah, you need to have door for this sometimes kind of privacy stuff. So okay, we have our wall opening. So now when you go to the plan, you see that some of the walls will be gone due to wall opening. So let's check the ceiling. Alright guys, so that one has gone up. Oh, we can just stretch it out, but it's supposed to show in the ceiling, but it's not showing in the ceiling for some reason. So this time around, we're going to go to the elevation. Let's check out south elevation and see what we're going to see from the approach view. So now from the approach view, we see that let me check something. Control 7. So if this is 2700, let me see what happens. Okay, it's following that stuff. So let's make it. You can control Z when setting up floors. So control 7. Let's make it 3000. 3000. Wait, if that's 300, no, let's make it 2700 plus 300, that's 3000. Yeah, 2700 plus 300, yes. So it's going to include both the slab and everything. So when we make it like that, we can increase this wall up. So when we increase this wall up to this level here, we can now copy parameters and apply it to other walls on 3D. So now this wall went up, other walls should have to follow it. Other walls should have to follow it. I'm pasting the other walls should have to follow. Is there, okay, this wall is not following. Follow. Get up to that level. So this is what I should have done before. So right now it's wasting my time. So this one now should get to, let me select them at once. All these openings. All these openings. Okay. So I'm going to select them up, and then we arrive at here. So the reason I adjusted this is so that when you go to the ceiling plan, you can actually see the, why is it still not showing there? Okay, by the ground floor plan. So if you go to the ceiling plan, you can actually see the outcome of where beams passed, So the beams and the roof plan and everything. So setting up your ceiling plan is going to be very sweet when you did that. So now we're in ground floor plan. Let's put our windows. Now that every elements are come ground floor plan. So like I said, when tracing, I set previous. Whenever I turn on tracing, I like setting previously visited story. That's previous story. So now we visited the ceiling plan, ceiling level, and it showed this. So we have to put this line, make it continuous. So drop this line here like this. Drop another one here like this. When you trace out this wall, highlight the line you selected. Make sure it's black, a little bit thick, not as thick as the wall thickness. Then you now set it to dotted lines. So when you set it to dotted lines, you check your true line width and see if it's okay. Okay, it's nice now. So you go back to your settings and then you hold your alternate and copy. Left click. Do the same to places where these things pass through. You have to trace them out like that. So I don't know if you get to understand what's actually happening here. You have to. So you trace here again and okay, I didn't trace this one out well. Delete, you have to trace manually. Sometimes you can automatically place it in there, but I don't know why mine disobeyed me. Um, this and this should go. So true line width, and this is what we have here. So if we remove the trace, if we remove this trace, sorry, here, you'll see the floor plan is coming out well. And normally, the front, the outside part here, is meant to be solid line. Then the inside, so that to tell you that something is there cantilevered. This one also, you know, like it's solid line. No, sorry, that's that solid line. So now this one here, the outer one, that this one should be solid line. The outer one should be solid line. Nah, solid line, solid line. So yeah, that's an opening. That's the way to represent opening. If not, engineers will come and stop the architect. Is this a door? Is this an opening? So that's what we face. So now windows. We are going to be putting windows now in this building. And get ready for the window schedule. The windows. So now for window settings, just like door, we're going to look for the particular window we're going to use here. So and from the looks of what I see, what the person actually wants me to do, let me be sure of the window. Okay, just plain windows and some kind of thing. So okay, So what I saw, that's this window, but it's supposed to be okay. Yes, side hung. So we're going to be using this window, and from the looks of the reference image he wants me to achieve, I think it's going to have to be 900 600 window, 600 window, 600 by 1002, 1200. No, not 12. It's not going to be 12 by 1500. Then instead of 1900, it's going to be 600, 600, I guess. So we're going to check it. It has to flush. In the plan, we're going to check it. So now 3D detail, we're going to make it fully detailed. Full detail. And floor plan detail, we're going to make it scale sensitive. So moving ahead, uniform frame width, yes, let it be uniform frame width. So this uniform frame width, let's leave it at 50. So no grid, yes, no grid. Window handle, let's just put it to this one here. Sorry, no, this one, looking nice. So next, next, I'm not using this one then. No, I don't like opening line. I'm going to remove this, and I want the next. So uniform, I'm going to still make it. Should I make it that wood? No, I'm not going to make it that wood this time. So I'm going to make it wood mahogany white instead. Yeah, so it's going to differentiate itself with the door. And so it differentiates itself with the door. Then the glass, I want the glass to be glass blue. Handle it, handle there. This interesting part. Oh, I think we'll just leave it to flush. Let's just leave it to flush. Casing outside and inside casing. How far? Oh, no casing, no casing. So that's how we're going to do it now. So this window, I'm going to drop this window close to where I dropped the door. So let's see how this window performs in the 3D. So did it hit this spot? See why I advise on using what they call it, 2 to 5 walls. Now the beauty of this window might not even come out, but okay, I think we need to put it inside. So we're going to that review. That's this. Where is that review? Wall close. Is it wall closure? Nope. It should be somewhere here. Um, that review. AutoCAD. No. Wall review. Yes, it's review. Why did I not see that? So I'm going to put it here and check what is going to show. So the window kind of entered inside, which is not really nice. It's supposed to, although it's bringing out a good look here, but we still need to kind of take it in a bit. So let's remove 20 from here, make it 100. Let's see inside now. Let's make it 80. There's another 20. Let's make it 80 and see. No. Let's make it 60. 150. Let's make it 60. Alright, that should be better. So now this is window 1. This wood is different with this wood, and there's a reason for that. So this door, I didn't set the window. the glass of the window. That's the glass material of the window. Second door, right? Yes, the second door. I need to make it this. Then uniform handles, of course. That door, second door glass. It's not showing me the door glass. It's supposed to show me the door glass somewhere. Wait, hold on. Okay, that's the casing. Okay, let's just leave. Did I just cancel? No. This one. Uniform handle. And yeah, that should be it. Okay, I think I need to give it more treatment. So man, I like forming a fizzy here. Attribute. Dolly style. Okay, let's just leave the door like this. So door is okay, window is set, and now that the window is set to what I want it to look like in the 3D, I'm going to edit the window schedule right now. So I'm going to make this one window 1. That's door. It has no marker currently. So since it has no marker, let's be looking at it while we set it up. I'm going to put it um, window marker 24, that's W marker 24. Let's select that first. Yes, now it's obstructing a lot of things in our plan. So I'm going to Control T now, bring out the settings, and we'll remove and adjust all these things. So fit shape to text. Now the text I don't like, text is too long. So I'll go to classification, remove the classification, make it window 1. And that's window 1. I'm going to go back to the marker, text and style. Extension line, I'll remove it. That's this line. I don't like this line here. So now I'm moving to the next element ID, like it shows seal. I don't want to show seal. So next, show dimensions. That's 1.5 by. I don't want to show that dimension. So get off there. So next, 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 and I think we are good for here. So now I'm going to go to the dimension marker. That's the dimension marker. This circle is too big. I'm going to make it 3. So when I make it 3, I'm going to make the thickness of the representation. I don't want it to be black like this. I want it to be this. So I'm going to do it like this. So make sure the classification is window 1. Okay. So marker text style. I'm going to make it this ash, so it's not going to be totally dark. Then I'm going to make this was it 2 1. I'll make it 1, and I'll change the font to stylus bt. So what's that? Stylus bt, bro? Stylus bt bold. So now that it's stylus bt bold, what else do I need to consider? Oh, okay, and check. So now the W1 is far away from here and it's looking big, so I'm going to go back to the settings and I'll go to the marker text and style, go back to this beginning side and make sure this is as far as 20, so I'm going to make it to be 3. So now that is 3, the marker text and style, the wording is 1. Let's make it 0.8. The word there 0.8. No, let it be 1. Then I'll reduce this by 1, and then go to the dimension marker settings and change this to be 2. Okay, no, let me leave it at 3. So once I leave it at 3, I'm going to go back to this place and fit shape to text. I'll remove this from here, and then okay. So let it get closer to the for 3. No, it's too far away from the window. I need to be closer to the window. So I'm going to make this to be 1. It should be far away from the window by 1 instead of 3. Show me the magic. Nice. Nice. No. By 2. Let's make it by 2. Let's be far away from the window by 2. Now let's see. Perfect. So that's window 1. So we have window 1. Like I said, if you want to keep placing, you have to either copy. No, let's go and check the window settings first. Window schedule. So we'll be sure of what we are doing. So now, like I said, I only want the element ID. I don't want the second one. Highlight it, hold down control. I don't want opening name. Highlight it. Quantity, I want to know how many quantities it is. From zone, no. To zone, no. Window length and height, yes, I want to see this 600 by this. Orientation left to right, no, I don't want to see that. Cell height and cell this, no. I don't want to see cell height, I want to see cell height. 2D plan view, yes, I want to see that. I want to see 3D view, I don't want to see this, I don't want to see this. Scroll down, hold control, I don't want to see this. Press your delete. So once I delete and press OK, it's going to give me this detail about the door. So I'm going to turn the font again to my font, stylus BT. So when I change the font, I'm going to make this black. Yeah, and it's perfect. Highlight this, select this to add dimension. Highlight this and add dimension also, and I think I should be good to go. So we have a window schedule for window 1. So while dropping other windows, you're going to see they'll keep adding up and there won't be any error in your work. So going down to the ground floor plan now, to add window schedule, you have to alternate, copy parameters and paste, or you keep Ctrl Shift D, you duplicate. Ctrl Shift D, you duplicate. So now I want to duplicate, I want to adjust this thing well. So from this door here, not this, from this door here, let me give this space of 600, 500, 500. They need ventilation. So Control D from here. I'm going to make it 600. Control Shift D, 600. So that should be it. So let's check the window schedule first to see whether they've duplicated window 1, window 1, window 1. Okay, window 1 is 3. Nice. So we are going to check how it's looking like in the 3D. If it's coming out well, nice. So now what, this is window 1, but am I sure window 1 is what I want to be in the parlor here? Not really. And also the wall, I think I'm going to adjust the thickness of the wall here to be 225, so that the front is going to be nice. So Control T, I'll adjust this wall thickness now to be 225. So now that the wall is 225, I'm going to go to the ground floor plan and make some little adjustments there, so that nothing is going to be affected. First things first, this wall needs to terminate here. This wall needs to terminate here. Then I need to reconfirm the dimension of this room. 36. Huh? 4,000. Yeah, it's supposed to be 4,000. So I'm going to control D. Let me just 4,000. 4,000. Okay. Let me just flash this one here. And I'm going to hold down this and adjust it to here. Adjust it to here.